discipline XY, sketching tab, look at, okay. Now draw polyline. See, it is okay. So now at this will be okay. Vertical, okay. Horizontal, okay. Now vertical, now horizontal, now vertical, now horizontal, vertical. Now I'm going to close this, closed end. So now here we will give some constraints. This length has to be equal to this length has to be equal to this length. So let me just give this has to be constraint. Let me just give constraint. This has to be horizontal, so this is horizontal, okay. Now here you have something called equal length. Here equal length, select first line for equal length constraint. So these two become equal length. So now another this one. So whenever you will struck by in design modeler, so what to do with that particular tool, you can just select any tool and you can look at here symmetry says select first line for axis of symmetry, like that you will get clue here. So if you ever struck somewhere, you just look at the clues. So now dimensions. Before dimension we'll also draw these circles. Draw. Here we have circle, okay. Here we have circle, okay. So now what I'll do, I'll use a symmetric constraint so that my sketch will be exactly half from this axis. Half sketching will be left side and the half sketch will be on the right side. So how to use this symmetric? So here it says select line for axis of symmetry constraints. So I'm going to give symmetry about this axis. So okay, now it says select point or 2D edge for a symmetry. You can give point or you can give line as 2D edge. So I'll do both the things. I'll give first a line, then we'll use with symmetry will go with points. So let me just go with line. So this is the first line, this second line. What it did is, now this line and this line is symmetric about this point. And now let me just go with points. So here instead of going with lines, I'm going with points. Here, sorry, symmetry, sorry, first axis, then points, point, point. See, so let me give dimensions. Dimension general, this dimension, this dimension. So this is not okay. Relate dimension. Okay. Mm, this one and this one. Delete and delete it. General. This one and this one. Mm. Now this is 70. This is 70 and this is 30 and 15. 30, 15. Okay. From this center to this center, this is 50. So here I'm using length or distance, or you can use length as distance, or you can use horizontal as well. So let me just give you this does the both the same thing. So let me go with this one. Select the first point as it says. Now select the second point. here, and the distance between two of them is 50. 50. Now let me just go with horizontal as well. So see, this is the horizontal, it does the same thing. So when to use this one and when to use this one is, this is only used when you need to give horizontal distance between 2 points or two distance, whereas you can use this distance or length or distance, you can use this whenever you want to give the distance between 2 points or two edges, irrespective of whether it is a horizontal, whether it is a vertical line, whether 2 points are in horizontal, whether 2 points are in inclined, whether the two lines are inclined. So this, irrespective of that particular constraint, it gives the dimension. So for example, let me just, here you can't give, you can only give, if you select this one and this one, you'll only give horizontal distance, you end up giving only horizontal distance. But whenever you use distance on this, you might not end up giving horizontal distance, you end up giving inclined distance. So let me just also delete that, this is not useful, this is not necessary. You can use this to give horizontal distance, vertical distance, as well as inclined distance between 2 points or two edges, that is a line. So okay, now 50, this is 50. Okay, now this 2 also has to be symmetric about this point, so I'm going to give constraints here. Constraints. So first select the axis, second points, C. Okay. Now here from this point, let me just show you this. From this point to end, it's 30 and this is 10. Same goes with 10, 10. Okay. So now let me just give dimension. Now I'm selecting length or distance. From this point to this point, this not might be, this will end up getting an inclined distance. See, so we don't want that. So whenever you don't want, so for an example, so let me just do, so you don't want this inclined distance between these two, you can cancel it by using escape button. So now I'll give her vertical distance, so I want to give vertical distance between this point and this point. So I hope the vertical, horizontal and length or distance is being clear. This is 30. Now this is 30. Now another, this point and this point, it is 10. Mm, okay, wait a minute, I'll just give this one as some 40. Okay, now vertical distance between this point, this is 10. By default this is 10. Okay, that's good. So let me just delete this, as this is making our sketch over constraint. Okay, now from here to here this distance as well is a 10. So 10 is 10, 10. So we'll do that. No, it's horizontal distance. Selecting this point, this is as well 10. Now here as well as 10. So if you delete this one, 40, where is it? 40, you delete it and do it. Let's delete this 10, 10, delete, delete, because this dimension are making over constraint geometry. Okay, now you come out of, okay, our let me delete this one. Okay, now we'll give the distance, vertical distance, this point and this point, that is 10. Okay, we'll give this point and this point. So this is our constraint because these two are symmetric, so we don't need to give that. We delete. Now from this point to this point it is okay, horizontal distance from this point to this point, it is 10 some y. So okay,